$8.36 is how much money I spent on coffee this morning, but in return, I actually got so much more because while I was waiting for my order, I struck up a conversation with this man named Smiley. And once we received our coffees, we ended up walking for about 30 to 40 minutes, and I learned some really valuable lessons from this man, and I wanted to share them with you. And the first one was, say what you mean and mean what you say. The reason why I think this is important, and I wanted to share this with you guys, is because too often I find people are saying things that they don't truly believe, or trying to maybe achieve goals that they don't truly want. Maybe it's something their parents want or society deems valuable. But what you have to consider is, as a result of not truly being yourself and chasing the things you want, even if you do achieve these things, these things that are, held in such high regard by society, if you do achieve them, but it's not what you truly want, it won't feel very satisfying. Yes, you'll get the praise, but it's shallow. It's shallow. People will praise you for the things that you've done, but you will not truly feel satisfied. And I think that could not be more relevant in today's world, given how much social media influences most people's decisions and mine at times as well. So moving forwards, I aim to be just a little bit better at listening to what my true desires are and chasing them down to their fullest, as opposed to chasing goals that other people decide for me and expectations that society, family, or friends may have of me. And the second lesson he gave me is, if people trust you with their health, they will trust you with their resources. And just for context, this man is a performance mindset coach for high-performing individuals. So whether that is athletes or business people, performance looks different for everyone. But he's been able to, as a result of being of service to these people that he currently works with, create change for them, and then they will start asking him for advice in other areas of life. And he's been able to leverage skills that he's built in his past career as a real estate agent. And that's actually the lesson that I wanted to pull out from this. Not the fact that I'm a health and fitness professional, and if I give someone a transformation, I can give them advice about other stuff. It's the fact that the skills you acquire in past jobs are never wasted. I used to be a door-to-door salesperson, and I firmly believe that my conversation that I had with Smiley today would not have gone so well if I didn't have that 6-month stint doing door-to-door sales, because now I'm really confident at speaking to people and building rapport from scratch, from nothing. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't truly realize and appreciate. All those little odd jobs that you've had in the past that you may not have enjoyed actually have given you skills that are worth leveraging. And if you're currently in a job that you're not truly enjoying, I promise you there are skills that you can learn from it. Whether that is you working at McDonald's and flipping burgers, how well can I flip these burgers? How well can I cook these chips if you're on the chip station? And that level of attention to detail and discipline will leak into every other aspect of your life. And this is something I actually speak to my clients about when it comes to weighing out their food. In my eyes, it's not really acceptable if you're chasing excellence and I give you 100 grams of blueberries to have in your breakfast and you spill over 105 grams of berries and you go, oh, it's a couple calories, what's it going to matter? Yes, it matters, because it's your standards. It's your standards that you're letting slip. And that's the lesson I think that's most valuable from this second lesson. And that was, if people trust you with their health, they'll trust you with their resources. If you are able to create change and be of service to people, they will trust you with more than just the goals that they initially came to you for, but you will never be given that opportunity, and you will never be given their trust or their health, in my case, if you have not built the skills required to own that position of authority and leadership prior. So that is the second lesson. And The last lesson here is, I think, a beautiful way to sum up this entire conversation. And that was something he casually said to me, but I took to heart. It was, how will the world know how great you are if you stay in that apartment? At this point, he already knew that I was a little bit 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it came to my goals. I was a little bit scared to go all in. He already knew I was a personal trainer. And you could take this a couple ways. You could take this in the most literal sense and say, Angus, you just need to go shake some hands. You need to go work at a gym and spend less time in your apartment. But I think the deeper lesson here is that you simply just need to put yourself out there and say yes to the truest version of yourself. I'll read the quote again. How will the world know how great you are if you stay in that apartment? We could rephrase that right now and say, how will the world know how great you are if you never give your goals a chance? Staying in my apartment, I'm being conservative. I'm being safe. I'm staying in my comfort zone. I'm not putting myself out there. And the first half of that, the world, how will the world know? How will you know? How will you ever be able to achieve what you want if you stay in a state of comfort? So they are my 3 lessons that I learned from Smiley this morning, and I hope at least one of them has resonated with you and made you reflect.